Music. Dear friends, greetings, and welcome to the new video. After the resounding success of this year's Mother's Day video, which, after all, not even 3,000 people wanted to watch, today I'm going to try a different topic, hoping that I'll find a few more people interested in it. The topic, as you've read, is AI and the atomic bomb. First of all, that was just a comment about the term AI, artificial intelligence. I don't know who translated this term one-to-one from American English, but it's incorrect. Because intelligence, artificial intelligence, AI in English, doesn't mean or have anything to do with the term intelligence, but rather with knowledge. That's why the American Intelligence Agency is called the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, not Intelligence Agency, but Knowledge Agency. Why? Knowledge is what?
Warum? Wissen ist Macht.
It's always been that way. That's why all countries have intelligence agencies, but that has nothing to do with intelligence, and least of all with AI. With artificial intelligence. I once wrote down that it's the accumulation of facts and information that you acquire through learning and experience. Whereas intelligence, on the other hand, is the mental ability to process this knowledge, combine it logically, solve problems, and adapt to new situations. Now, the artificial knowledge industry is supposed to take care of all that. Artificial knowledge, not artificial intelligence. But since that's what it's called, I'll keep using the term AI, even though I don't agree with it. Now, of course, the stock market traders are sitting in front of their screens, foaming at the mouth and with wild eyes, waiting for the billions that are coming. Because AI, artificial intelligence, in English, of course, can't be undone. Many people compare it to industrialization and the invention of technology. The steam engine, which had the positive effect that many people didn't have to work so hard anymore, but also had the negative effect that people fell into poverty. Because the farm workers lost their jobs to the steam engine, which took over their work. When it came to mowing, threshing, and so on, they went to the cities, to the factories, and eventually formed the proletariat, the lumpen proletariat in all European countries. Of course, England was a leading force in this. Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels certainly addressed these problems. Apparently, the same people who today hope for billions in AI stocks are counting on the same effect as with industrialization. However, they also forget that industrialization led to people becoming impoverished. It's the same with artificial intelligence. Now, of course, I'm coming to the topic of artificial intelligence and the military. Or the military. The Bundeswehr also definitely wants to have the knowledge, the know-how, from a certain company. And everything is always sugar-coated. Of course that's not the case. Because there are huge dangers hidden behind this construct of artificial intelligence, which is completely incomprehensible to most people. When we no longer understand how our computer works, how our TV works, how our phone works, we don't understand anything anymore. And now we're confronted with something. Artificial intelligence, which sounds so harmless and friendly, like the mailman who brings your mail in the morning, but in reality is extremely dangerous, especially in the hands of the wrong people. So what distinguishes artificial intelligence from ours? Within us lie 10,000 generations of experience. Within us are all hopes, all desires, all pains. that a person can gradually endure, could endure, or even had to endure. An artificial intelligence doesn't have any of that. An artificial intelligence also lacks subconscious experiences and instincts, and the complete lack of human qualities. Virtues: human love, sympathy, friendship, affection, reliability, love of one's homeland, trust. Experiences, role models, balance. Patriotism, even motherly love, maybe even hatred. And the most important thing of all, there is no fear of dying. There are examples that are meant to make you think deeply. Two AI factions. They are fed with military data. And at the push of a button, the two fight each other. And no matter how it turns out, in the end, one side, namely the losing side, resorts to the ultima ratio, the last resort, the atomic bomb. That's the big difference. Even during the time of the Cold War, when the superpowers faced each other, armed to the teeth, even with thousands of nuclear warheads, and several times they were close to pressing the red button, in the West as well as in the East. And in both systems, there were rational, reasonable people. People who said, that can't be true. That must be a computer error, and didn't press the button. Unlike the AI-controlled machine, which lacks everything I just mentioned, which then also doesn't have to be afraid when it burns up in the firestorm. Because what is it? Nothing. A piece of technology invented by humans. Wires. Sheet metal, silver, gold, platinum, whatever. Unimportant stuff that nobody really needs. That's my version. Is controlled by AI in the hands of the military. There is no solution. You can't stop time. You can't stop technology either. Technology crushes everything that tries to stop it. The only thing that remains is that, in court and on the high seas, you are always in God's hands. Thank you for listening to me. Whether I am right or wrong doesn't matter at all. Life goes on either way. Artificial intelligence, artificial knowledge will prevail in the end. And our children and grandchildren will have to deal with all the mess their ancestors have caused once again. With that, I wish you all the best personally, and to the AI folks as well. I wish them the same as you might wish for any of them. Yours, Michael Hines.